I would say that my memories of her sitting by my bedside singing me Tumba La Laika and Eufen Pripachik, that sort of put it over. That's really the put it over the top. That's like that. That's just one of my great memories. But I'm always interested in my family history and my my culture. It's interesting to me to look back and see that her 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 life kind of coincided with the Yiddish theater. You know, she was born in 1899, which, by the way, I learned this weekend was the year that Eufen Pripachik was written in 1899 by Mark Warshevsky of Odessa, where she was born. Um, and and of course the song, which I never knew when she was, how just deep that song is, and how much it's a story of the Jewish people. But her life kind of follows the follows the Yiddish culture and the Yiddish theater. And she was kind of born into the Yiddish theater, and she kind of died with the Yiddish theater in 1967 when, fortunately it didn't die completely, but when it was fading out. And she, as she became older and she lost her husband, and she, I believe, again, I'm putting pieces together, and it was probably harder and harder to find audiences and to find plays to act in the 1950s, although it still was going on, I know, but it was probably this lifestyle that she was part of was fading away. The people were getting older, were moving away, I presume, and and she eventually, probably saw that there was nothing. I'm not sure this is really the best way to put it. There was nothing there really for her anymore. She couldn't live that way. She was getting older. This life was changing, evolving. People were moving to the suburbs. People were, not speaking Yiddish anymore. And probably those few people she knew were speaking Russian were not speaking Russian anymore. And, she made the best of it. She moved to where her family was.